Uh, Welcome to the Deadpan Soufflé. Cue intro music and professionally rendered opening credits. My name's Dr. Strangelove. No, it isn't. That was my father's name. Technically, it's Reverend Strangelove, but I adopted this medical moniker in order to evade um, doxers who might be inclined to scrawl graffiti disparaging my podcast on my garage door. So the real Doctor Strangelove is in for a nasty and confusing shock when he wakes up to find tomorrow the word uninspired etched into the thick layers of dirt on his Honda CRV. Thick layers of dirt, by the way, that, like geological strata, tell a sad and woeful tale of a broken man reigning tenuously over an equally broken household. A broken man limping listlessly from domicile to office and back to the domicile again. A man who would give anything to recapture the dreams of his youth, but is all too cognizant of the fact that they're gone forever. A man who, at night, lies down in a cold and loveless bed beside a woman for whom he once burned, but now barely smolders. My jokes come in envelopes now, so you know that I'm evolving and I'm putting a lot of thought into this podcasting thing. Okay, what's the first one? It's Sunday, so you know there's going to be a religious joke. This one's rather sweet. Hey, being Christian ain't easy, you know. There are strict rules, regulations, things you can no longer say or do. For example, I can no longer tell knock knock jokes. Every time I say knock knock, the door just opens. You gotta read the New Testament, guys. You really gotta shape up your biblical knowledge. Anyway, I do actually want to discuss something serious, a topic that is close to my heart, very close to my heart, in fact, because it is my heart, which, no joke, is in mind-rending agony. It's that's You see, life's like an apartment. I think it's, well, maybe it's more of a condo or pied a terre, which I think translates as a foot of earth, which is not what I'm looking for. That is not the imagery that I'm going for at all. I think it's an apartment. Life is an apartment, and for the most part, it's your apartment. There's a lease, a limited lease. Wow, this is actually relevant. This is going better than I thought it would. So there's a lease, and anyway, so life's an apartment. You get it, you get it. It's your apartment, and the people coming and going, your lodgers, they are your friends, your family, your fiance, let's say, um, and they stay just long enough to create an indelible association between themselves and various quarters and articles within the apartment. It's like they walk around spraying. It's like sentimental cat pee. And so they're going around marking their territory with nostalgia juice. And then all of a sudden, either the Grim Reaper comes along to unceremoniously usher them out because they're existential car is getting towed. I don't know. And, or they choose to leave of their own volition. And then, of course, the problem is then that you're alone in this apartment and you're really feeling it. And then, you look over in the corner and you remember that's where grandma tried to give the coat rack a hickey last Christmas after too many eggnogs. And there's, let's say, an unnaturally elongated cat teddy left behind by, theoretically, let's say, your fiance. And you and so you think of them and you start lactating the milk of misery from your eyeballs, and you start feeling ructions. There's emotional turmoil, a certain psychic upheaval. And by psychic upheaval, I don't mean to suggest that you have powers and plates are flying around and crashing against the wall just because you're cranky. That's not what I mean. I mean that it's like almost you're grieving, and then you think to yourself, grieving? What am I, a medieval knight? It's a joke. A greave was a shin for an armor for the shin. Anyway, and so you're roiling amongst the bed pains on the bedstead. You're having bed pains on the bed pains. Isn't that ironic? And you're wondering what the hell am I going to do here? And my heart really feels like it's about to burst out of my chest. And you try to recall if at some point earlier during the day you were assailed by an extraterrestrial insectoid creature that tried to make sweet love to your face. Because something's about to burst out of you. That's how that feels. And then you conclude after a while, well, no, I think I'd likely remember if an alien fornicated with my face. You don't forget your first time, after all. But it hurts, nevertheless, and the only thing you can really do is give it time. Time is the only cure. Maybe laudanum. Time and laudanum are the only cures, but I don't think you can get your hands on laudanum this century anymore. So it's time. Time is the only solution, and I can only assume that means impaling yourself on a sundial or something. That seems rather tempting, but maybe you think, well, maybe perhaps there are less drastic avenues, less drastic and poetically ironic avenues. But there's nothing for it, because once their heart is frozen over like the Alaskan tundra, and all trace of you has been erased by a squall, a blizzard of resentment and general disgust, there's no cure. There's just no cure. What are you going to do? Supplicate? Entreat? Exhort? Well, actually, I didn't try exhortation. That could work. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go exhort. First of all, though, we got one final joke. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Oh, no. According to old Babylonian inscriptions, the fourth Lugal of the first dynasty of Meshiagnon, I think, or Meskiagnon, son of Mesh Anepada, quote, made the tumul flourish and brought Ninlil into the tumul. That does it. I promised to stick to only jokes and stay out of politics, but this has forced my hand. Nah, whatever. It's all done. We're done. We're good. We're good. Um, Fare thee well, I guess. I need an outro. Cue outro. That's good enough.